there was a guy in Orange County who wanted to steal this ocean-going yacht that belonged to a retired couple, and so he pretended he was interested in the test cruise, and he brought a friend of his along who was
I
actually a
remember
gang,
that.
gang member, and they took the gang member who he'd hired him off some corner just that morning. Didn't know him at all. Hired him for muscle. They took him to the Gap and got him dressed very sort of inoffensively, and then said he's my accountant. And then they went out on the water. They overpowered these people, and they tied him to the anchor and threw him overboard. And that's a story so terrible that like it's hard to tell that story in any way other than with some utter revulsion. And the the guy who was convicted of it made himself available. I think because his attorney wanted to keep him off death row. So I actually had an interview with that guy, which was for me unforgettable. And I've covered other stories in which not very many, but I've covered other cases in which I didn't think the person was going to be found guilty, and then they were. And frequently they are found guilty because the toughest defense to make, I think, these days is, okay, I cheated on my wife and I'm a liar. I lied to her and I lied to my friends and I lied to my family and I lied to everybody at work. I was carrying on with somebody else who I then later married. That's all true. But I didn't kill her. I'm not lying about that. So I'm not a good guy, but I'm not a murderer. That's a very tough argument to make. And there's a guy that I interviewed in Arizona who made exactly that argument, and he got convicted. I did not. I could not have voted to convict that guy because the evidence wasn't there on the murder, I thought. But again, it doesn't matter what I think. I'm not on the jury. I'm just telling the story.
No,
So
you
let's
always
talk
have
about
to have
the
face.
three motives for murder that you outlined.